thing about black women though. Black women
No,
have the
you can't,
best
bitch.
body.
Shut up.
This is see what you just did, Jazz.
No,
You just
shut up.
displayed that. You don't even know what she about to say.
Oh.
They're winning in so many ways. The upbringing.
See, I don't like when non-black women. I don't like that shit because who the hell are you to say you maybe just be a little more softer? Shut up, girl, because you don't know every black woman. Again, she has been tricked to believe that black women are negative and aggressive. And yeah, right now I'm passionate about this. Y'all can say that
Be passionate.
y'all can say that it's aggressive in a chat and I'm proving an angry black woman point, but you got this non-black woman who has no idea what the black experience is, talking about our aesthetics and how we look so good. Maybe if you just be a little more softer, you have no idea, you have no right to even talk about our softness or our strength.
The overall thing of black women where we would sit here and say, oh, but those are those black women. But in real time, bitch, you can't say shit to me. That's in most of us. Because I'm not saying I don't possess that certain thing. If I don't like you, you can't say a goddamn thing to me, right? That's something that I have to accept. The general conception and the stigma on us, I can't say it's 100% a lie because even me as a woman, if I say something or if I say us as black women need to do better in this area, I will be attacked by black women, bitch. What the fuck you saying that for, you old pick me ass bitch? Black women will attack me as if I'm not black, as if I'm not black and I want the best for us. But wanting the best for us also means we have to be open to things that would be correction, that we would say, okay, I don't fit this description. What is it about what this girl said that I feel like she needs to shut the fuck up? But bitch, it's always this attitude.
The Negro market has a total income of about $15 billion every year. And after taxes, Negro families still have many billions of dollars to spend.
Our money moves fast, but never toward us. The Asian beauty supply takes it, the Indian gas station takes it, the corner store, the fast food chain, the luxury brand, all take it. Everybody profits off the black dollar, except black people.
There's a lot of unlearning that women have to do on our end in order to be real support systems for the men in our lives, because patriarchy isn't just ain't like, you know,
it's
what
really
I'm saying?
not.
It's really not. And there's a lot of things that we've learned about men that are just completely untrue.
It's because he saw his mama struggle. He thinks you should struggle right along with him. The days of struggle love are fucking over. Ladies, you can do well by your goddamn self. You don't have to struggle with a man to prove your worth, your love, your devotion, because he's going to step on you and cheat on you any goddamn way.
Hi, Jess.
Hey, girl.
We are back with another one. What do you think of the trailer?
There's a lot going on in that show, girl. It was
I like the clip because it looked like you told me to shut up. Shut up. I love it.
Stop trying to do me, Lucky. Stop trying to do me, G.
You look
pretty. I'm
pretty.
telling that girl to shut up. And I still stand by what I said. Girl, be quiet.
You know what? You got a point. I feel you. Mel came in the comments. She's like, first of all, we're the only group that gets micromanaged on how we can respond. I know the group. You got a point. You got a point. Well, we are here with another quote. I can do bad all by myself. Now, the reason why I had to coin that quote is because what do you think when you hear that?
Well, when I first heard that phrase, I thought it was in reference to a woman no longer dealing with a relationship that wasn't pouring into her. So she's already doing just okay. She's aligning herself with a man that's not even making her life a little better. So she's like, if you aren't enhancing my life in any way, I could do bad by myself. I was already doing this. You haven't created a difference, you know, in a good way. So why are you here? So when I hear that, it's just kind of like not dealing with things that don't pour into you anymore.
Yeah, that's what I get from it. Because it's like, if I'm not doing better with you, then
exactly.
But see, I started to deep dive into, as we know, the crisis is going on with our black dollar by 2030. So within 5 years, it won't even fucking matter. Nobody will care whether or not we're getting along. And we know that the key to wealth is marriage and is us being together. But the more we got more access to information, it seems like we are more incentivized, or we just feel like it's better to just not be together. So I was thinking of this, and I seen all these people like, oh, well, if a nigga don't make this, if he ain't doing this, and I'm just thinking, at a climate right now, like, what do you think? Like, at a climate right now, don't you think like men and women, like, we're dismissing each other off of dumb shit? Like, other cultures don't dismiss him because he's short and he walk like a girl. Asian men
Yeah,
have very feminine postures. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like they also not so quick to leave because of infidelity. I know it sounds crazy, but why you think that is? Is it because they're more incentivized to say?
I don't, there are so many reasons why a woman would stay with a man that cheats on her. And a lot of reasons is because she probably is benefiting from a lifestyle he's providing. So she's willing to turn the cheek. I could never, but I get that there are women who
You
do.
can't?
Oh, no, no. You couldn't pay me to allow me to know that you're out here cheating on me or dealing with other women. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I
Why?
don't like to share, and I think cheating is disrespectful to the relationship because
It is.
it's
It's
betrayal. So
it's
it's just like,
grounds for death.
you know what I mean? So it's just like, I'm not about to play these crackhead
You can
games.
go to jail.
Crackhead games win crackhead prizes, and I don't want to play. So it's just like, I would rather not. Just if you are in that situation, just be honest. But no, I couldn't. You couldn't pay me to cheat on me. No.
So, fun fact. So when I was on cruise season, there was a conversation where I think Martin Luther King did come up, and it was just like, oh, he could be a good man, but he's not a good husband because he cheated. And so I always think women could be a good woman, but she's not a good wife, so he cheated. Right? Now, I'm not saying this is where I've learned to think, and while judging how we parent different than other cultures, why are they more ahead? Why are they this? When I start looking into all that, it's not even about people necessarily being smarter. It's the fact that for some reason we just fuck the whole family, like F the family, like, because he cheated. And I used to really believe, and I'm not saying I don't believe it anymore, how it's like, well, no, you ruined the family. If you wanted the family together, you would have never left the house. So I was just like, well, if I know that we have more together than divorce, I feel like I would be leaving another woman with something that I worked hard with, whether it's businesses, if it's something like that. Because look at Beyonce and Jay-Z. He cheated on, he Jay-Z. You know
Allegedly.
what I'm saying? So it's
Allegedly.
like he's gonna cheat.
I don't think
He's
every
gonna
man
cheat.
cheats. I don't.
I don't think so either.
I
I
don't think
think
every man cheats. I don't think every man with like means and money and status and power when they're married. I don't think they're all looking to cheat just because they have money. I think that's a character thing. No matter how much money you got, if you are a selfish person, you're gonna always look out for your own self-interest first, regardless of who's around.
all right.
So I ain't with that.
So what you think about what do you think about struggle love in itself?
Don't do it.
Really?
Mm-mm.
So okay, well, when you
It
hear
depends.
struggle
It
love,
depends on the struggle. When you say struggle love, what's the struggle love? What's the struggle?
okay, well let's watch this. Let's see.
Saw his mama struggle. He thinks you should struggle right along with him. The days of struggle love are fucking over. Ladies, you can do well by your goddamn self. You don't have to struggle with a man to prove your worth, your love, your devotion, because he's going to step on you and cheat on you any goddamn way.
Goddamn.
His mama did that struggle love shit, and his grandmama did that struggle love shit. And where did it get them? They granddaddy and daddy dog walked all over them. They watched their mamas and grandmamas get played, used, walked all over. Their mamas and grandmamas and aunties are nothing more than pick-me's that believed in that struggle love shit, and now they all old, miserable, and fucking depressed. So he feels that because he watched the women in his family cling on and hold on and do any goddamn thing to keep a man that's dog walking them, cheating on them, putting their hands on them, he's going to expect you to do the same shit. This is why the domestic violence rate is so high, because he's going to get frustrated when he can't control a woman that's not going to behave or fall in line the same way that he saw his mama and grandmama and aunties fall in line with their fucking men. Those women in his family are miserable. And I can guarantee you, if you were to ask all the women in his family if they were going to do the same thing all over again, I guarantee those women would choose a different path. They allowed those men to steal years of their life, steal years of their youth. And now these men are running the streets with their side chicks. And the man you're dealing with expects you to be the same motherfucking way. Hell no. Ladies, let me tell you something. You're not going to get no benefits out of struggling with a fucking man. That 50-50 shit is for the birds, because you go 50-50, you help him build himself up. He gonna go get with a woman and he gonna leave your ass. And the woman that he gets with, the woman he proposes to and marries, she not gonna have to lift a finger. She not gonna have to go 50-50. She not gonna have to build shit for him. He gonna take good care of her. The more that you do for a man, the more that you submit to a man, the more that he loses respect for you. Dealing with a man that was coddled by his mama and she lacks self-respect and she lets her husband or boyfriend or whoever run all over her, that is your sign to leave, because he was raised to believe that women are to fall in line and give him whatever the fuck he wants, even the benefits of cheating on you. He's going to feel entitled. And he's going to label it struggle love. You supposed to be my ride or die. You bigger and stronger than this. No, nigga. I'm bigger than this. Fuck you. Goodbye.
No, nigga.
What's funny?
I think the whole thing.
Her delivery.
Her delivery is hilarious. You could tell she's dead ass. And I think there is some truth to what she's saying. But I also think it depends on the character of the man that you're with. Like, there is truth. There have been many stories of women pouring into their men, believing in them when they didn't have anything. And as soon as they got on, they man leave them for somebody else, get to cheat and start disrespecting. So there's truth to what she's saying. But like I said, like when we say struggle, like where he's broke and I'm not, and now I have to lower myself to be with him.
See, me, when I think of struggle love, I thought about the same thing she did. That's why I got this. I thought about the struggle of this person being potential and me trying to mother them into a disciplinary action or some sort of regimen of routine to where that they're on every day that will make me feel safe, that he's getting to it where I could one day then be comfortable and proud of what I invested in. So I think that's what I think that she's talking about from what I heard, because and what I hear a lot of people talk about when they think of struggle love. But I would ask, and this ain't even like a pop quiz or just in the chat, when did our household, or when did loving somebody or building anything such as a family or holding a family down, and when was there never a struggle in it? You know what I'm saying? Like when we think of like, oh, I'm done with the struggle love. So, well, what is the other type of love? What is the other type of relationship? Because there is a struggle through it all. You know what I'm saying? Now, if the struggle is I have to give you a vision, I have to make you something, I have to mother you, then that's a problem, because I'm not opting into that shit. But this is what you say?
Nothing. I'm sorry. I have someone talking in my background. But go ahead.
No, you're fine. So this is the part where I started getting into it. So when we look at stuff like this, and y'all, thank y'all for giving me the black links for my statistics, because y'all was like, no, Lucky, use the right ones. Okay. So we're going to use blackdemographic.com. People that refer, do you use that to look at? So yeah. So this was last updated 23 and 24. So we're going to go off that because we don't have a 25 update. So I've seen this, Jess. And I'm like, okay. Women, no husband, $44,000 a year, right? And I'm like, can we afford to really do that? You know what I'm saying? Then you see this and you're like, ooh, millennial, I'm millennial. Look at the salary wage. So then we start saying, okay, we see the black dollar is allegedly, oh, black families, they have no wealth, they have no money. But we always hear the struggle. Oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to get this man this. So I started looking and doing some research to have this conversation with you because you're the perfect person. What are reasons that women can't be with men? What is the reason? So if a man lived with his mama, do you think women would be with him? Would that be considered struggle? Like he with his mama?
It depends on the situation because there are a lot of men that live with their family members for reasons beyond just him struggling. He could be there to help her. He could be there to, it could be other reasons other than he doesn't have his stuff in order. Now, if he's never lived on his own, never acquired anything on his own, never had a stable job, and has only lived with his mother, yes, that's a red flag for me. Because it's one thing where you've lived and then went back home for whatever reason, and you're choosing to stay there because it's helpful for yourself and your family. It's another when you literally haven't grown up yet. And I think as a grown woman, you should consider those things if that man is at home. Like ask questions like, okay, you're home, that's fine. How long have you been there? Have you ever lived anywhere else? And if his answer is like, no, I just been with my mama since high school. No.
That's struggle love. That's struggle love.
Struggle love. And
Okay,
I don't think love is enough for a woman who isn't at that level to say, oh, well, I believe in you. He ain't never shown you any indication that he believed in himself. But now you come along and want to believe in this man and think you can fix him. Now you're entering struggle love, and you might resent that. And he might resent you too. Because I find that a lot of men
or he might love that you built him up to get the bitch that he always wanted.
He might love what you're doing for him, but he may not love you. He'll love what you're doing for him, and then you get him to where he is, and he gonna go deal with the woman he really want to deal with. Now he got money to flex on the money on the woman that he really wants. So women just gotta have discernment.
So the thing about staying at home is, do you watch House Hunters?
No. I've seen it before, but I don't watch it like.
Okay, I'm an HGTV person to fix her up. I'll be watching all what the couples doing. I'll be in their business. Okay. Now, what the married couples do that I could tell is what they do is they have the Asian guy. I've seen this. He was marrying this once woman. He had $1.5 million living in his mother's basement. Now, since he's been living there, he came home, lived back with his mother since college, was living there, and he, saved his checks. His mother was not tripping off that fact. I'm sure he contributed a little bit, but to the point where him and his wife had 1.5 million. She was in the basement with him, and they went to house hunt and find their home. Right? When I hear that, it's like, oh, he's staying with his mama. We instantly are negative about that when we don't know if, okay, he's in his sacrificial year.
Yeah.
But I feel like we hear that and we like, okay, let me help you fix this with your vision and what you got going on, and let me help you here. It's kind of like, let that person work out their process. So when I heard that, I'm like, are we really dismissing people because they are men when they're really taking the necessary measures that may not look how it's supposed to look,
right?
But they're really trying to put themselves in a position because we see the overall climate, especially if they're financially doing better than us as individuals. Because we could be living by ourselves. You know how we do it. Oh, you 18, get out. So we promote the struggle. And then we sit up here and figure out why you don't have it together when really we weren't given the tools of financial literacy to be able to have it like that or understand. Okay, it makes more sense for me to be in the house and go have that come back with my mother and then build enough and then leave. Especially since most of our parents and millennials, they're not leaving us no home. You know what I'm saying? Or stuff like that. But that's the first thing. We don't get into it. The second thing. This. I do this too. He too short. I'm not about to talk to a man who's too short. Do you feel like that?
No, I've dated short men before.
How tall are you?
I am short though. I'm 5'3". But I've dated super tall guys. I've dated regular tall guys, and I've dated short guys. I don't think there's anything wrong with short guys. It's really just a personality thing. But I do find that some short men come with a complex. I can't lie. There is a complex.
Mm-hmm.
There is like a need to feel Like it's like they gotta overcompensate. You know what I'm saying? They always feeling like somebody is judging them off their height. So they're tough guy in every realm. But I've met super confident short guys that have beautiful tall women, and it's fine. It really just boils down to the guy. If he's insecure about that, about him being short, it's gonna come out. It's gonna show.
So I feel like short men are the best simps and suckers, but never to take serious.
Yeah.
Just in my experience. Now, I feel like the short men that I would like are always on TV, like Tay Diggs. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Like those men are on TV. I don't think you meet a confident. Well, you have. Maybe it's where I'm at. A confident, respectful, pen and proper like type of black man that's short. It got to be where I live. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying that's not typically. You just see this little dusty ass nigga, and you like. And this is another thing I see women are dismissing men for, right? Black women. They don't like the way he dressed. He didn't dress right. Do you think he open-minded to changing the way he dressed? We got to get to the little stuff.
That's a conversation you should have. Like, you don't want to impose on anybody and allow them to be themselves, but it's okay to say, baby, let's elevate the look. You know what I'm saying? Let's get you some pants. Like, you can keep it simple, but let's elevate the simplicity. You know what I mean? You don't have to change a man, but if you can see him, dress a little more flattering to himself, I think having that conversation, it's okay to help him. I don't have a problem with that, but I'm also a fashion style girl. So I'm always like, let me,
Yeah.
So that's,
and honestly, a lot of these men that we love the way they look, they wife be dressing them. Here's
you
the
said
last
the wife
thing.
be dressing them?
Mm-hmm.
They do.
Mm-hmm. And most of these celebrities that dress so nice, the stylist be a woman or a gay man. But that's another conversation. But this is the last thing that I hear we dismiss men over. Right? He can't fuck me right. He didn't hit the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't know how to have sex with me. He's a nice guy. He's nice, but it's just not he's just not doing it for me. What did Faith Evans say? Faith Evans said, "Oh no. If he can't fuck me right, like no, this is a joke." You've heard that? Women like, "Oh, he don't have good dick, so no, he's not good." You never heard that?
I've heard that, and I've also heard men say the box was trash, and they didn't, continue with that woman either. So I guess it just depends. It depends on like what is more important to you. You know what I mean? Like, can you work through this bad sex? Is he worth figuring out how to conversate about pleasing each other, or is it just trash and you don't even want to try to figure it out? It just depends on you and the person you're dealing with. But I've heard that. I've heard that on both sides.
Okay. So thank you guys for making it this far. Like the video. Also, we are going to debunk why some of these reasons that we dismiss people are stupid as fuck because we got bigger issues. Shout out to L. Nixon. He said people criticize the way we dress, then go date people from other cultures who have no swag. Listen, the white zaddy get all the praise in the world. That nigga be having a sunroof at the top, a cul-de-sac, a little comb over. He be having his socks with the fucking brown sandals, okay? Ain't got a match since then. He don't clip his toenail, none of that shit. And she be like, that's my man. But let it be a black man. Oh no, he needs to look like this. He needs to look. The white zaddy get all of it. The white zaddy get all of it.
Because I feel like when the black girl gets with the white man, she be dressing him too, and his whole swag be changed.
You know, the black wife effect.
Yeah, like something like that, or just even before that. Like I noticed, like when white men start dating black women, their swag their style tends to change a little bit, and it becomes a little bit more hip and a little bit more cleaner. And
it depends on the black woman, then, right? Because I'm thinking of the Afrocentric black woman who's already homely. You know what I'm saying, with the long skirts.
Yeah,
her.
So if she's a homely girl herself, she probably doesn't care about what a man is wearing either. That's not a priority to her. Like if she's doesn't care about her own appearance, she doesn't care how this man is dressed, and she's probably more concerned with how he treats her and what he can provide for her. So that's
his characteristics, right? Why
Mhm.
do you think we as a large group, and I don't we just have to take the brunt because we're in that demographic, but why do you think that we are so easily dismissive of superficial shit?
We're easily
Like we won't
dismissed.
talk to a whole person because he didn't take me to this restaurant or he chose to take me here. It's so superficial. Like, why do you think we're so quick to just be by ourselves when we literally see we cannot afford it? Like, look at this, Jazz.
More
More
married
married
couples.
couples are agreeing to keep their finances separate, ignoring joint bank accounts at record numbers, according to new data from the US Census. Like, I don't even
Mm,
want to share money with you.
mm.
We're talking about, oh, we need generational wealth. But let's just get to it. We're gonna get into it. Jazz. You got time?
On her shit, leave her alone. Leave her alone. You know why? Because you wasting time. Let me tell y'all, a lot of y'all men date women who don't really require too much from you, and that's okay. But when y'all be coming up with the bare minimum and you think just because you did XYZ that's something, baby, that's nothing. That's nothing. I don't know where y'all ladies hold a bar at in y'all life, but if you coming for a hard-working woman, baby, you gotta come with something. Your dick and your money just ain't enough. What are you coming with? What are you coming with? What are you coming with? What are you helping out with? What do you want to do? And I feel like it's the same thing for men too, because a lot of y'all ladies, y'all be having shit to offer these men, and y'all be saying y'all want XYZ, it ain't even worth the XYZ. But I'm speaking for women like me, the women who really on their shit, the women who hold shit down, the women who really working hard. What are you coming with? You gotta come with something, boo. Cause the bare minimum is not gonna cut it. So if you come with something.
You know how sorry of a nigga you gotta be, bro, to watch your bitch struggle? Like, you know she need help, and you just choose not to do nothing. But what's even more crazy is chicks really be dealing with niggas like that. I feel like everybody deserves better than that. Like, you can literally be single and be fucked up. How you in a relationship still getting fucking nailed to the cross, but you can't get shit done? You catch a flat, nigga can't change it, can't pay to get it changed. You get what I'm saying? Nigga can't put up a curtain rod or nothing. And y'all be popping it for these niggas. That's what I'm be understanding. Like, I know chicks that's more handy than niggas. You could be single, sis. He's a poor excuse of a man. And this ain't even about money, but if that shit, nigga, he's supposed to be able to make something shake. You get what I'm saying? And as a man, you shouldn't even want to be in a relationship if you know that you can't even fucking provide the bare minimum. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of dudes out here that be like, no, I take pride in my shit. Like, I take pride with my bitch. Like, she gonna get the highest higher. Like, whatever I gotta do that's reasonable and I can do, I can make something shake, I'm gonna do it for her because she deserve it. How you got a girl and you don't feel like she deserve it? You get what I'm saying? You could be single and fuck all the undeserving bitches, but if you got a girl, she trumps everything. She's supposed to be the most deserving. How y'all struggling? The fuck is going on? And these be the niggas that got the nerve to be aggressive, overprotective. You worrying about the wrong over. You need to go put some fucking overtime in. You niggas quick to want to beat a bitch up and all that when she start doing little shit, but bro, you ain't handling your business. Let's get to the point where, like, nigga, if you know you ain't doing nothing, you know somebody gonna be helping out on the side. You get what I'm saying? You wonder why your bitch be going so much. You ain't got nothing. You know how many bitches be wanting to leave, but they be feeling bad.
I was thinking black love, if you think about it in any sense, not even just romantically, but even in like families or friendships, it's inherently struggle love, because I don't think we really think about the effects of colonialism on us, racism on us, sexism on us, capitalism, all that stuff really does have an effect on how we communicate with each other.
For real.
So constantly having to overcome that and break that down, like, that's a struggle in itself.
It is, and there's a lot of unlearning that women have to do on our end in order to be real support systems for the men in our lives, because patriarchy isn't just ain't like, you know,
it's
what
really
I'm saying?
not.
It's really not. And there's a lot of things that we've learned about men that are just completely untrue, and we hold them to these really weird standards that, like, they do not deserve. Especially the patriarchy doesn't even center black men. They don't center black people.
Nope.
Like, westernized culture does not center us. So we're holding these people to a standard that they'll never be able to meet because we were never given the opportunities. Like, we're just getting to the point where we can, like, excel in certain ways, and there's a lot of that we have to unlearn.
Myself
So,
included, because I be having to catch myself sometimes. And I think that's my favorite thing about myself. And you as well. We're both very self-aware. Like, I catch myself sometimes communicating with men, and I be like, like, that was off. Like, it was somebody I was dealing with. And when I look back at how I responded to it, I was like, even though my feelings were valid and I don't regret how I felt, I regret how I reacted in that moment. And I'm just like, I ain't have to do all that.
yeah.
I didn't. But I'm saying all that to say, like, all that stuff kind of like, it kind of skews our communication skills with each other. So it's like, you a black woman, you go through like double discrimination in the workplace, like sexism, racism, and microaggressions too as well. And then you come home to your nigga, and it's like, you constantly on guard. So you in defense mode if he's like maybe bringing something to your attention that you need to work on. And
he only bringing it up to you because he love you.
Exactly.
Or he wants things to work out, not because he wants to like bring you down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a very vast difference between somebody just nitpicking and like picking on you versus someone actually like showing you a character flaw and being like, this hurts me when you do this to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't like this I don't like when you do this. I don't like when you say this. I need your support in this way. And I feel like a lot of times Black women are always the support system for everybody, that we get very tired and we're just like, niggas asking us to do again. But like, I totally believe that Black men really do deserve a soft love, like a real softness
They do.
that comes from us, because even down to them being raised by their mothers and their grandmothers who are very hard. Like,
and again, like I said, like all the racism and the slavery and stuff that we experience has an impact on their mothers too, in the way that they communicate with them. So I know they probably gonna eat us up, but it's like I be thinking about those kind of things sometimes.
Yeah, and you know what? Niggas probably gonna call us pick-me's. Like, that's what it really is. Like, but I'm like, no, I think that men are deserving of being seen.
Yeah, like, and heard and validated.
Like, even down to like knowing men that just won't cry.
I had to let that rock because I just feel like they made really good points.
Great
I had
point.
to give you out of those three, what stuck out to you the most? What are the things that stuck out?
The self-awareness that those women said, even though they were talking about how men can respond. I love the fact that she had a moment of self-awareness and said in that moment she could have responded better, to do better by her relationship. That stuck out to me. And I also totally agree. It's so funny because I was trying to have this conversation about patriarchy last night. Kind of went left, but that's a whole nother conversation. But I wish my point of driving it home was that it was more damaging to men than helpful, because they were right. Patriarchy has set a standard that a lot of men aren't able to live up to, because we weren't given the same advantages or the same access at the same time as everyone else, right? And Black men have never had the opportunity to just be fully themselves without being ridiculed and crucified by the world. I do agree at the very end, men do need that safe place. And I hate that patriarchy in society has conditioned men to believe that they can't be vulnerable. They can't be seen in that way of looking for emotional help. They're viewed as weak. You have other men telling men not to go to therapy because somehow it takes away from their masculinity. That's toxic masculinity in itself. Going to therapy shows growth. That shows that you are aware that there's an issue and you need somebody unbiased to help you solve that issue. Help you solve the issue, because therapists don't fix you. You got to fix yourself. They just give you the tools. So I think what these ladies said was beautiful. Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
So I agree. I also think it's important to get out of this whole us thinking that we're separate from our own men, like, or just because it sounds silly. No other group detaches. And I think at a climate of what's going on right now, I think we should leave the people who are obsessed with divisive conversations or just divisiveness of always making it seem like, oh, you can't work with Black men. You can't work with Black women. You can't. It's kind of like, can we start asking them, what is the reward for the heaven you giving out? Because it's like we understand why missionaries go door to door. They feel like, hey, if you take what we say, Jesus come back to save you. If you really believe that this shit ain't gonna work and it's over, you really have just let them find out. Why are you going out your way to do the work to say to keep demonizing a group when really all groups have issues within it? But I understand ours get highlighted. I understand ours show up differently, and we need to fix ours, which is why I kind of think too. We also don't understand, or we need to remind ourselves there is a design to make us specifically the most consumers. Now, I brought all of this up to kind of have a conversation because even when we hear, the famous thing, well, oh, he don't have enough or he's struggling, like what we need, I need help, I need help, I need help. What would you say women need help with? Is it the provision part? I remember last time I did the last stream, it was help with the children, and then men took it like, oh, helping with the children mean you're bashing us. Why the fuck do we want to help our kids? So I'm gonna stay away from that. But it's like when we say help, we both need help. And we need help more than anything because this is what I have found, girl. Let me share my screen, okay? So while we can talk about this. I feel like we have done a good job of selling each other bullshit and profiting off of the bullshit from each other. So if I wanted to create content to constantly push the narrative to say, you know what, we don't need each other. We some bullshit. It's over. It's over. It's over. And we look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. You look at the numbers and say, yeah, it don't make no sense to try. But the numbers and the stuff that I found out would just tell me differently. So let's think about it. So here, let me share my screen. We're gonna talk about money today. We're gonna just try to talk about some things, right? Let's go here. Hold on. Okay, share my screen. Okay, let's go. Let's do it like this. All right. So what I started to look up, right, was where do Black people usually migrate? Where are we? So they said we in Texas, Georgia, Florida, New York, California, North Carolina, Maryland, Illinois, Virginia, right? We're all these places, right? So then you start to get into it. Look at this, girl. We in DC, right? The median household income, without a degree, 69. In DC, it's 110. Black residents make 82,000. That's their median income. Now they're not married. Okay, this is just them as total. They're not gonna break it up, right? So these are popular states that we're in, according to them.
Mhm.
So we are in. Some of us are in Utah. That's making the money. Some of us are in, some of these. So these are the median income among Black residents. So you see San Jose, California. Oh my bad. Oxnard, Washington D.C., Honolulu, and New York, right? Now, I don't know about New York, but I remember they said to even live comfortable in New York, you got to make at least 150,000 just to be able to comfortably live paycheck to paycheck. But if as individuals, the median still falls at 66,000, but I think honestly that's more of Black men than women. It started having me think, okay, so I'm gonna ask you, where do these women live where they need men to make so much money? Where we can't do compound living because household wise matters, not individual, only to us. So where do you think these men live that these women are asking them to make so much money?
You know what? I don't have an answer to that, Lucky. I think women who are always looking to say, I need help, are women that aren't really helping themselves. But I do understand that women who have established themselves are looking to partner with men who are also established in themselves in their own right. Where these women are that's begging, I really don't know because I ain't around.
That's begging.
I,
That's
I,
begging is crazy.
I ain't around them. You know what I mean? I don't, I've never been the type with a handout. However, I know I could do for myself, and all I expect is for a man that I'm with is to be able to do the same for him. Do you have drive? Are you enterprising? Do you have ambition? Do you have a fucking plan? You know what I mean? If you want to get my nails done or you want to do all of those other things, great. But I'm also not begging for that to happen because I could take care of it myself. Women do want to feel like a man can help them financially, but I don't think any woman should be expecting that. but I also don't think that men should feel that they shouldn't have any type of foundation to stand on, especially if they are dating a certain caliber of women. I just think it's only fair. Where these like I said, these begging girls, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. If you're begging, it's because you're not doing for yourself. Because if you're doing for yourself or figuring shit out for yourself, you don't have time to beg. You're not looking for a handout. You're trying to get it.
So this started from when women are saying, when the question come up, how much does he have to make, or the 50-50 conversation and all this other shit.
Yeah.
But let's look at this when it doesn't even come down to race. We just gonna talk about the things where we say, oh, they're not giving us stuff. We need handouts. We need handouts. No, we don't. We need to be togetherness, and we need to understand that compounding is the seventh wonder
Yeah.
in the world.
Every
So
other
why
culture
do
does
we
it.
think? Yeah. So exactly. So if you just look at something, and I understand some people I told you how I have conversations now because I'm tired of the dumb shit. If we looking at something like this, right? It's just us black men are making more than us, but we want them to make more. Who can add 44,000 average to 57? I'm sure that's a household income where we can actually go get some shit, right? So let's read this a little bit. So DC median income for one person in DC is 75,000. Two people, 147. That makes sense because we're compounding. We just gonna stay there. But then you got family of 3. So I mean you got 3 adults, 183. Now 4 is 215. I subscribe to 4. So if you and your man could get 2 other grown motherfuckers in the house and reach a goal to go buy some land, why don't we do that? Oh no. Ain't no nigga about to come lay up in here and shit off me. Ain't no nigga about to do no grown ass nigga. Get your own. You see how our mindset is? I can do bad.
I don't accept that. I don't think that's our mindset. I think that could be the mindset of an immature person, regardless of race. Because there are a lot of white
Mexicans do it though. They've been doing it.
Sure. I mean, I get what you're saying. I'm not saying that we're not incapable of it, but like the opposition of just not working with other people, like how you described it, I don't think that's a we thing. I think that's a pushback amongst all races, but I don't know. Maybe it just seems like we're doing it the most. I don't know. What do you think?
I think it is a people problem.
Yeah, I just think like if you trust the person that you with and y'all have a plan, y'all can work together. That should be it. What is it about this person where you feel like, no, I'm not putting my money with him. I don't like. There's a trust issue going on. I feel like.
So, but the thing is if we could say the woman was like, oh, I'm not struggling, and I'm trying to get into the struggle. What is the struggle if he's bringing in? We're talking about the average man when he's bringing in more than you. I don't care if it's $10,000 a year more than you. He's bringing in more than you. So what is this struggle? And we're in a millennial year. What does the struggle look like compared to before when they were able to do it in a little bitty house, like on some Jackson 5 shit where we all in this bitch? No, I need a 7-bedroom house. No, my daughter needs a projector in her room. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Hispanics, even where I have to keep saying I'm from Los Angeles, so it's a little bit different. All I know is I used to have a friend. She has like hella siblings in her house. I used to love her house. They had a washer and dryer machine in the house that took change. So the goal in their house that I understood, and they have a rental car company now. The goal in their house that I understood was the oldest, we keep our money in here, whatever. The oldest, we're gonna save our money so the oldest can go to college and get a certain degree, or we're gonna stay in this particular home. Everybody here needs to get to a certain credit score. Also, they had to they couldn't just spend on dumb shit. So the Hispanics never really cared about gear, shit like that we care about, because there's a formula to selling to Negroes. That's why I said we got to go back to understanding history, understanding where we are, understands why we think the way we think when we're being consumers, which is why we're the key target to be consumers and fund everyone else, because the way we think is more so like how we look. We care more about how it look to somebody where you can't visit somebody and there's 7 motherfuckers in here, or you got your son living here. We don't even just have our son living in the house because we're trying to help him. He's just living there because he wasn't given the tools. He's inadequate. He's a loser. So he just in the fucking house. But let me just get through it because we got some other stuff to talk about. Because the credit
Okay,
score
I do.
part. Go ahead, girl. You can interrupt anytime.
No, I was saying like I do. There's a video I was looking for that discusses. The question was, what will close the racial wealthy gap for Black Americans? And he kind of breaks down what the issue is. So I could play it if you like. Just it's only 1 minute and 42 seconds. Because it plays into the conversation as to why there are disparities. But to what you're saying, I do agree. I think we didn't have enough opportunity to gain enough financial literacy to understand the value of compound interest and flipping our dollar within our communities, because for so long we are just living to survive in this country. You know what I'm saying? When we did build the wealth, when we did have our neighborhoods that were creating general wealth with us by way of businesses and things, it was torn down constantly, burned down. So there was a lot of things that were thrown our way where we couldn't focus on generational wealth. And then in turn, it kind of turned into us having more trust in everybody else than with each other. And that's also like a deep-rooted byproduct of systemic racism. So there's just so many things as to why we are where we are based on the foundational structure of America.
Don't hate me, Jazz.
I know we have work to do, and I know
I don't think none of this that we about to talk about has anything to do with racism. I'm being honest, and I'm gonna, and I didn't want to make this live so long.
You don't think like the deliberate attacks on the Black family by the government didn't play a part into where we are today?
Yes, but where we are today and us not getting back together is 100% our fault. I didn't hear nobody say I don't want to do struggle love because of the white racism and they're gonna destroy my family if I work with this nigga. No.
I'm not saying that's why we can't do it now. I'm just saying we're at a point where we're so divided as a community, we don't trust each other enough to lock back in. Everybody is of like an individualistic mindset. Well, it ain't affecting me, so I don't care. And I don't care what that other person is doing. We were able to progress as a community before because I feel like our ancestors and the people before us, they understood the value of community. But
they understood compound and keeping our money together.
Absolutely. And we're at a point where Black men and Black women, we don't trust each other enough. We're always on the defense with
but
one
see,
another.
I don't think they trust. Like, see, this is the thing. We're not arguing. This is the thing, but we might debate a little bit. We might scuffle because I don't think it got anything to do with they trusted them more. I think that's what we put in our head because they did it under more. They're looking at racism. A motherfucker hit Martin Luther King in the head and he didn't fight back. I don't know any of y'all. If a white person hit you in the head today, the fear of racism is not going to stop you from beating their ass. So there has to be a difference. This right here, married couples, we want to separate our money. Yeah, I can understand trust, but I also think that's the lack of intelligence to understand. Okay, we need to understand compounding. It ain't about if I love you. It ain't about none of that. We don't have nothing bigger than our emotions and these talking points that say if he not doing this, leave him. If she ain't doing this, leave him. We don't have nothing bigger making us stay to say we have a bigger message, which is why earlier I said I got shamed before for saying I don't judge women who, if their husband cheat, they stay because they see they've invested so much together. It's easy for us to leave because we don't invest nothing. The only thing we invest is I got him some shoes to change his clothes because he was busted. You know what I'm saying? Like I got him what. But when we look at the numbers as far as where most Black people live, what they said, Texas, Georgia, let's go there. So let's see. DC, and we're going to say two people. I'm going to just stay in this row. So in California, 101,000 a year for two people. I'm going to tell you in California, depending on where you are, you're paycheck to paycheck with that. So you probably want to get a third person, maybe your cousin or somebody, I don't know, maybe not cousin Ebony, no, or Faith, somebody else. Then we got Jersey, 104. But individually, one person is at 48,000. I don't think that's females. You want to know why I don't think that's females? Because it said this. You get what I'm saying? It said this. So if we look at the numbers, we're making less than them. Okay, so let's just keep going, right? So let me go through all the other places. What's the other place? Where Texas at? I know Texas. Okay, Georgia, 80,000. And then hold on. Where you at? Texas? Boom, boom. Michigan was on there, 77. Now, the reason why I gotta pass all these, which I think is crazy. Where the fuck is Texas?
Well, I mean,
Oh, here
in
we go.
some of these,
82.
in some of these areas, like
Black people
you
not
know,
going, right? That-
Oregon and North Dakota,
That's
and
why I'm glad you said that. Why don't we want to, when we say, okay, let's go here, right? Let me share this. We say we care about the kids. What are areas? Hold on, let me share this. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go back. What are areas where kids thrive the most? Where do you think?
where
Yeah.
anywhere that is not impoverished, because
Okay. What if
the work.
what if I told you poverty is poverty is going to be in every state?
Sure, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And
So we got to go to the impoverished areas because we not together.
you said we're not together, so we got to go to the.
We got to go to the impoverished areas. So we're already going into other state. Oh, this is a white state. See, this is what, and we this is the thing that when I was looking at this. Let me first go to the schools because we say we care about the education system. I was listening to, oh, the Department of Education don't care about these nigga kids. Okay, well, let's look at the states that have great public schools. Let's go. Let me share this instead. I bet you it's some states in there we don't want to move to. What's the first one? Massachusetts. How many niggas you think about to move to Massachusetts for their kids to get a better education in public school?
But
I don't
like
think
that,
that I'm not.
that's a little unfair to say. Everybody can't just up and move to Boston. Everybody just can't, or Massachusetts. Everybody just can't up and move to these cities. I think what matters more is the cities assessing these situations and offering a solution to assist. Because if it's really about children, every child, this is my belief, every child deserves a quality education, regardless of your zip code, regardless of where you grow up, regardless of your family's money. But the way that the system works is that if you live over here, you'll get this type of education. But if you live over here, it's going to be a little bit less because of money. That's not really caring for children. That's like caring more about capitalism. So that's why I'm like, I hear what you're saying, but there's a lot of destruction caused by the people in power that have brought these instances specifically to our communities. Now, can we do better as to like maybe offering homeschooling options, offering things where we can take full
You
control?
really think Black people who averagely read at a 4th grade level can homeschool their kids? What's gonna happen when your kid read at a higher level than you?
You think that if a child is homeschooled, they won't have high reading levels?
I don't think that Black people by and large are smart enough to homeschool their kids. I do not think so.
That's not right, Lucky. That's not right.
Why? Why?
What proof do you have that Black people aren't smart enough to homeschool their kids, girl? Where you get
Because
that from?
Black people can't even because Black people keep referring to old times when we had less, to then say why we can't today when we have more, when we're actually meeting more things than we were before, to not even have the mental capacity to understand, why would I kick my kid out or say you should be on your own and I did not teach you the basics of life on how to navigate through life. I don't think Black people in general have the intelligence to understand. It makes more sense to say we can compound together, because when I go to Linden Tree, they're not going to say, how much does your nigga make separate from you, girl? No, they're going to say, what do you make as a household? So household wise, I know I can get in this school zone. I can get here in this school zone. But if there's other little dumbass reasons that says I can't, I don't think that's intelligence if you don't consider how important it is and you actually do the numbers. We don't never really do the numbers. So we sound ignorant when we're trying to speak on as to, oh, well, the white man's going to come tear it down. I don't think that's true. I think to get a household
I don't
together.
think that's the fear anymore. No, I don't think that's
Okay.
the thing that's holding us back anymore.
Yeah, I just think we're not smart enough, and I think we don't want to
Nah, I
acknowledge
don't
that
agree
because
with
we
that.
want to say, "Okay, well, tell me something different. Make me a believer."
I So you're saying we're not smart enough, but yet when you go into the school system, it's nothing but black teachers in there teaching your kids. But you're saying that we're incapable of teaching them just because we're not in a public school setting or in a Montessori school setting or in a private school setting. Like, what's the difference with our brain processing power? You'll trust them in a school, but you wouldn't trust them outside. And quite frankly, what they're trying to teach in schools right now is not educational, is not the truth, especially about history. They're teaching things that honestly I have always thought there was an issue with the school system, right? They don't really equip you to, be active in life afterwards. It's just how well are you able to retain this information? How good can you study for a test type thing? But to say that we don't have the brain, you sounding a little kirkish with that. Like we don't have the brain capacity to do certain things. That's not true. Like we're
Well,
very
see,
smart,
you
we're
you
very
you
educated, and I know that there are a subset of people in every group that isn't educated. But to say that we as Black people overall aren't smart enough to homeschool, no, that's
and why are we then? Okay, so let me read the super chats first because you make some good points that I want to fight. El Nixon said it's struggle love because of the psychological struggle we've inherited. We uphold materialism but downplay collective progression and group economics. Shout out to you. He came back. We understand group economics the least. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
So
saying
let's
as
start
far as I don't think
teaching. So
um
let's start teaching it then. Like I get
we
it.
can't teach it because we don't have the intelligence. Okay, let me just tell you this.
You're not intelligent.
No, I cannot go teach no kid no damn trigonometry. You thought I was about to say yes? I'm not lying to y'all. Don't
I'm
ask
not
me no
talking about
question.
trigonometry. I'm talking about the system of compound economics. You don't think
Oh
that
no, yes. And guess how I learned that? Through trading binary options and other things that non-black people were not in at the time where I got into it. Then when black people got a hold of it, it became a wave in a pyramid scheme and all this other stuff. We make it a wave. We don't get into it to understand it, grasp it, and then come teach it back. And then when we teach it back, we say, join my course for $1,500. So what I'm saying as far as how when I say we lack intelligence, what I mean is not saying that collectively we're stupid. That's not what I'm saying. But if we're so smart, I know, I'm just saying, if we're so smart and we can say, hey, the school, like Tyler Perry, they're taking books out the school. Nigga, we've been knowing that. Okay, if they're taking the books out of the school, we're the black people who understand you don't just you don't rely on the school to teach your kids nothing. You have to teach your kids. We're not going to do that because we're lazy. We give our kids a tablet to get the fuck out of our face so I can relax. We're
that
not
ain't only
intelligent.
a black. Listen, that is not. That's what I'm saying. I want us to get away.
But we're the ones in the
only a
crisis.
black thing. When I go,
but we're the ones in the crisis, though.
Well, no, I get that, but I see more non-black families sitting at dinner with tablets in front of their kids than I do black families, and that's a fact. And I'm very much so outside in different areas, high-end restaurants, regular situations. The way these non-black people teach their kids, it's not like it's any better. They just have a little bit more economic power to place their children in, higher end education, so they don't have to deal with it either. But what I'm saying is this: we understand that there is a crisis right now. But if you look into your communities, I know there are several organizations here in Chicago that are teaching financial literacy to inner city schools, to inner city children, developing after school programs that are teaching them trades, things that they can learn to do to not only have a job that basically can protect them from layoffs, but also something that they could turn into their own business. That we talked about this in the back channel. So these things are happening. Yeah, these things are happening. But if you're only focused on what's not happening, you're going to miss what is. I do believe that there is a discrepancy there. But I want to talk about solutions like, okay, what the knowledge that we have, right? How can we share it on the platform to share with other Black people that's watching us and say, hey, how about we start doing it here? Here's how we can get to this, Black people. If you're interested in getting here, follow these steps. Instead of saying we're not smart enough, we're lazy, we're not, because that's never been us. The whole reason why we were even captured and put in position that we were, because they knew our power. They knew our power of physical strength, and they knew our power of mental strength. So to put us down
So
like that.
who's the only people who don't know our power?
Oh, we definitely have a problem with knowing our power,
We
but
don't.
that's
Okay, so what we don't know, the definition of not knowing something but speaking is ignorance. So
you
is
say
it safe
what?
to say? I said the definition of not knowing something, but we speak on it like we can fix the problem. If you speak on something you don't know, is considered ignorant by definition. So if
Mhm.
I say something like black people are ignorant, it's not. It's a fact, and that it's more than not. It's more people who don't think like that than they do think like that. Which are the couple black people we try to say, well, it's not all of them because but it ain't enough of us making enough loud noise because the louder
No,
noise are
they
the people
are.
that's not.
They
They
are,
are.
but we're not in this arena that we're in right now. We're not in the spaces of people that are actually doing stuff. And my boyfriend makes a great point with this because the people that are doing stuff like this are not on the internet. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
not true though.
They're not in the spaces of talking about these
They're
things.
not on panels, no. But
Right, but
YouTube
they're
is a
actually
large
doing
area.
right, but they're actually doing the work. They're boots on the ground. They're raising funds. They don't have time to discuss black people are stupid. They're not on the internet saying black people are dumb and unintelligent and we're not
Because
capable of
they're
doing
in front of the dumb people. See, this is what I'm saying, right? We can say there are people who are doing work and they're doing so much big work we can't see it. So until we can see it, it ain't that big for me. However, what I can say though, when we say, oh, people who are doing work are not on the internet, I can literally go share my screen and give you men and women channels that are also doing the work and they're using social media to promote the work that they do. So people like us could know that there's work being done.
so
So go ahead.
So why not highlight that? If we know, because I do know what you're saying, there are people that are doing the work in real time and utilizing social media to spread the word. So why not, as other Black people, highlight those people that are doing the actual work? You know what I'm saying? Hey, Black. Like that are actually doing the same work, that's doing the work, and that has a positive impact on our community instead of constantly disparaging each other. If you can name them, let's call them out so
Let's
we can
time
shift
out.
the narrative.
Let's time out.
Are we going to be part of the solution?
I get
or
what you're
not?
saying. Well, we are part of the solution right now because we're talking to the people. Because let me just think of it. If you're doing, let me tell you, and you know history. What happens to a black man who's actually making change?
You get haters.
You get hate. So Malcolm X had haters, or did he have niggas killing him?
No, he
You
had.
get killed.
First
You
of
get
all,
killed.
the government, just like they tied up Billie Holiday to her deathbed because she kept singing "Strange Fruit," because she was just singing about the actual truths of this country. Do you know the power of how the government can infiltrate a coon ass bitch to infiltrate a black movement?
Is this person black? Okay, thank you for proving my point.
You said what?
Because this is the thing. They use niggas to get niggas. Niggas get niggas. When we talk about online, niggas is getting niggas to keep divisive. Hey, don't fuck with that nigga because he make less than this. Don't fuck with her because her eyelashes is thick. Whatever the fuck it is, right? But let's just talk about the majority. Whoever these couple people are, I'm not saying that they're the problem. I'll fuck with 19 keys. I fuck with all of those people that do that. There's not enough 19 keys. If 19 keys start making shit shake, we're scared, okay? But this is another thing. We can say Deontay Grits and Eggs. He's doing something with his platform when he wants to talk about stuff. But what I'm talking about is when we say the people that are actually making stuff happen, they're not online. I will argue, not saying that they are because some of them are fraternity, but I will argue that's the minority that's doing it. The majority of us, look at the numbers in education. Like you just told me, let's get back to it. You just told me Black people are not going to move to Massachusetts, but Black people move to Texas, Atlanta, hot popping spaces where they can go, oh, it ain't nothing to do in Massachusetts. Why would I move there? It ain't shit to do in Vermont. Girl, I ain't never heard a nigga saying they moved to Maine. We got money to move to popping places, to give up everything to be a content creator and move here and then make it work. You get what I'm saying? I'm talking about climate of today. We can move. Then if you go into, hold on.
Every Black person can move in mass. I mean, if that was the case, then people wouldn't have been so affected by Katrina. If everybody could have gotten up and left to another city, you know what I'm saying, before that happened, because everybody just got money, they would have did it. So it's like, I get what you're saying, but it's not fiscally possible for every Black person to just uproot their lives to go create another life in another area that they don't, know. I haven't ever been to that. I'm not saying that there's nothing there. That's why it's not glamorous. That's why we don't want to move there. I'm just saying, like, okay, we should move here. How? I don't have the money to do so. So how are you going to help me to acquire the finances to do it? You know what I'm saying? Like, all I'm saying is, like, let's help each other. I got to stop saying like so much, but I feel like we just have to stop fighting each other on this and find more solutions. You know what I mean? Like, we're not going to get anywhere.
I'm not here to help everybody. It's just some dumb niggas that's not going. I don't think that's you. I don't think that's some people who are here to listen.
Well, everybody can't come. Like, a person like that will kill my
I'm talking to we just need 10% to tip that turning point of stats. Also, they said y'all need to like the video. Okay, before me and Jazz keep cooking.
The video.
I don't really hear Black women talking about, economics. So just like the video.
Hate on a nigga. I don't understand why you hate on me, nigga. We don't understand. Show love, nigga. It don't show nothing. It don't cost nothing to show a nigga love.
All we doing is getting money.
Show a nigga some love, nigga.
Wabbly dabbly.
Niggas out here don't love me, nigga.
Wabbly, that shit's so funny.
Wabbly
dabbly.
So this is what surprised me, right? So let me first get my notes here. Let me first get my notes here.
What's
okay? So for a home that's $300,000, right? To get approved for a $300,000 loan for a couple, they have to have making monthly $9,000 a month, and their debt to income ratio, which means that it can't have no debt that exceeds $2,700. I'm reading this on the side; it ain't on there.
Oh, okay.
$2,700. Yeah, because I had to write this down, so it wasn't no PowerPoint. Yeah, $2,700, where that would get them at around 33%, right? And that's just for $300,000 loan. And guess what their cap? And that's for $300,000 loan. And then with a $200,000 loan, it's similar. Like, it's a little bit lower, but it's not too far off. But guess what? The credit score would have to be for the couple. Minimum has to be 660. So then I looked up what is the average credit score. The average credit score for Black people is 627, which tells me, just in black and white, we don't even qualify for a $200,000 home loan. Where does that put it? Now, if we go to where are Black Americans thriving, right? If we go here, California, San Jose, Oxnard, Washington, D.C., San Francisco, and then they also had this is the one with bachelor's degrees. Let me see here. Home ownership. Yeah, this is we're here. Palm Bay, Florida, 62%. Charleston, South Carolina. Baton Rouge, Jackson, Mississippi, Augusta, Georgia. None of those, remember I said earlier, none of those are places where the education system is good publicly.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. What you think? Let me know. I don't even have a thought. I really don't.
I asked you first. You don't want to hear my response because you're gonna think I'm making.
I don't. We're here to hear your response.
This was all by design. You know what I'm saying? Because those are areas where there are Black people, but they're mostly poor. You know what I mean? They were possibly redlined to certain areas to stay out of certain areas, and this is what they were given. So I'm not trying to walk that down all the way. I just feel like you are right when you say there is a lack of financial literacy within our community. So let's obtain the literacy and share the knowledge. If we really are tired of this and we really want to see change amongst our people, the picking apart and criticizing, that ain't gonna do nothing but piss people off. So let's acquire the knowledge, start applying the knowledge, and get other people excited about it, and not gatekeep it. Because I do agree, sometimes people get the knowledge and want to charge you for a damn course. I ain't with all that. You know what I'm saying? People, one thing I feel like Black people need to do better is trusting each other. And it's so weird because we should be trusting each other first before anybody else. But we'll put our money in the hands of a non-Black person quicker than we would our own. And that, and again, it's a deeply rooted self-hate thing with that situation. But I'm just an advocate of being the change we want to see. And if I want to be, you know what I'm saying? Like if I want to be financially literate and I want to help my family, like I know families now, young people, young millennials, Gen Zers who have the financial literacy, teaching their elders, teaching their older family members, all in a group at home, you know, teaching them how they can break down their income, save a little bit, how to fix their credit. People are breaking the cycle. We are. And as long as we continue to do that, I think we'll be okay.
Okay. You said something you didn't even realize. So there was a design, and we're going to go back to original stuff because I think sometimes people think, oh, it's boring. I don't want to hear about this stuff, but it is a reason why they've been experimenting on us. But we're going to let's just remind people of the video we've seen before, why y'all like the video, and I'm just going to play it.
As a whole, the Negro market has a total income of about $15 billion every year. And after taxes, Negro families still have many billions of dollars to spend. Here is a buying power that cannot help but have a tremendous effect on our national economy and on business prosperity in general. When these dollars are spent for a wide range of goods, services, and employment, business everywhere is bound to feel the impact.
This new buying power has resulted in a class Negro market, a profitable, above-average income group of consumers. For example, the nation's largest newspaper and magazine research organization, Daniel Starch and Staff, reports these significant figures. More than 51% of the readers of Ebony magazine have a record player in their homes. Almost 64% own a television set. And almost 78% enjoy the convenience of an electric refrigerator. It is also a fact, and this is from the magazine The Food Field Reporter, that Negroes spend almost $3 billion a year for food alone. Per capita, they buy more cosmetics, drugs, and toiletries than anyone else in the country. And their children are better educated, too, because since 1930, enrollment in Negro colleges is up 2,500%. But really, to recognize the importance of this class Negro market, we must realize that something has been happening economically in our country. People are on the move. The population is shifting. The makeup of metropolitan populations today is different than it was just a few short years ago. To give you a better idea of what we mean, we set up several cameras, candid cameras, in a number of shopping locations. Take a look at these shoppers. Notice what a large proportion of them are Negro. What's the reason? It's simply this. Negro families are moving into the cities where there are more job opportunities. Here they find occupations with more prestige and security, jobs that pay more money. As a result, Negro families today often make up the largest part of central city consumer prospects. A shoe store in Chicago's Loop, for example, reports that more than 50% of its customers are Negroes. In another case, a drugstore located at a transfer point in a non-Negro neighborhood finds that its Negro customers total 25%. The trend is plain. The new Negro families today are moving into more populated areas, to the cities, where there are more stores, more buying opportunities. Since 1940, in San Francisco alone, the Negro market has increased by 89%. In Chicago, by 81%. Houston, Texas, 45%. Philadelphia, 50%. The impact of this new buying force is so tremendous that actually in 14 major United States markets, a product cannot be number one without Negro support. A product must have the backing of this big new buying power to be a leader in the field. What do you have to sell? Chewing gum or cars? Toothpaste or transportation? Whatever it is, Here are millions of prospects, and these prospects are everywhere. Negro customers can no longer be pigeonholed. They cannot be classified as prospects who trade only in certain stores, certain neighborhoods. Today, Negroes shop downtown. They shop in supermarkets. They shop in small neighborhood stores. They'll buy from anyone who wants to sell to them. But we all know that before you can sell to customers, you've got to get to know them. You must understand something about them. What do the Negro customers buy? Why do they buy? How do you sell to them? Let's find out. Let's hear the opinion of men who have spent a lifetime studying the buying habits of customers the world over. Here is what sales psychologists have to say about selling to the Negro.
The secret of selling to the Negro is expressed in one word. That word is recognition. Now, there's nothing unusual about that. People want to be recognized. They need recognition. That's basic in all of us. But perhaps because he's had so little of it, the Negro needs even more. He needs to feel important and appreciated. This need is a very real and important one. It shows up even in many of the Negro's shopping habits. Anyone who sells or wants to sell to the Negro customer should know about some of these habits. 3 habits in particular play a big part in every sales transaction. To begin with, most Negroes buy by brand. They ask for products by name. They're quick to turn down off brands. Do you wonder why? Well, listen to what this customer is thinking.
That last hat I bought just didn't hold up at all.
You see, for a long time, the Negro has been sold a lot of shoddy, second-class merchandise. So now he asks for name brands in order to make sure he gets his money's worth. Buying by brand, that's the first important Negro buying habit. Now for the second. The Negro buys good quality merchandise. Symbols of quality and prestige are very important to the Negro customer. This woman, for example, is buying fine crystalware. But she is also buying the admiration and approval of her friends and relatives. Listen to her thoughts.
My, isn't it beautiful? I can hardly wait to show it to Sally and Joan.
It's a well-known fact that many Negro customers are influenced by the opinions of others. What their friends may think of a certain item often decides whether or not the sale is made. So remember, the Negro buys quality merchandise. That's the second important point. And here's the third thing to remember when selling to a Negro customer. When he specifically asks for one thing, don't try to sell him something else. Don't try to switch him at the point of sale. If you do, he'll probably react something like this.
Doesn't he think I've got the money to pay for it?
There's a reason for this reaction. Again, because he's had experience with cheap merchandise, the Negro resents being offered a substitute. He wants to be sold on quality, not price. The Negro buys by brand, he buys quality, and he doesn't like to be switched at point of sale. These are the keys to selling the Negro customer. Another point. The Negro family does things together, as a group. The family works as a unit. It lives as a unit, and it buys as a unit. When you sell to one member, you many times sell to all. It's also true that many places of entertainment are still closed to the Negro. So he spends more of his money for the things that are available to him, often for items that are considered luxuries. Another trait of the Negro market is the fact that it is a pre-sold market. We know that the Negro buys by brand, and he buys the brands that he knows something about. Where does the Negro buyer get this information? We know that Negro customers are turning more and more to the publications that are tailored specifically to their needs, that give them the news and the information that they want to read about. Many leading businessmen and companies already know this. That's why so many of them are taking this direct, sure route of reaching the Negro customer.
You're muted. I'm going to read the super chats really quick. Time is, that was good, right? I go back to
That was good, but like
well, I'm waiting to hear it. I see you in the back, like
no, I mean it's just go ahead and read your super chat first. Read your
Thank you, Michael Love, for gifting. I told you you had a point, Jazz. Thank you for gifting, Tim. I gotta get a sound. Y'all know I just stream. Well, I'm gonna get more, animated. Shout out to El Nixon. He said to have global reach, you have to have a global presence. In order to have a bigger reach, you have to be where people can see you. Oh, he was saying to the people that are doing work. But I think those are people that I feel like that's what I always used to say. I don't know if you remember Nix or he wasn't around. I used to be like, for these people that's talking about when I first got here, this is what I learned. Oh, why they won't just drop these petitions in the super chat? I mean, in the chat so we can, the moderator, so we can go support. I sound crazy. Shout out to Sophisticated Jerk. He said showing support. Thank you, babe. Nixon said theory is one thing. Applicability is another. Yeah. See, that's the thing. I don't know if we need help applying these things. I don't know. I don't have answers. I just present what's here. Shout out to Spaces. Thank you, Spaces. He said, please help us understand the systematic racism behind women paying $1,000 to fly to another state to get bent over by Chris Brown and take a picture.
You really paid to say that dumbass shit? Like, how does it even correlate? Like, how does systemic racism play into a woman going to a concert and having a fan moment with an artist? Like, some people just say anything because that literally makes no sense. But what I find interesting is that we've offered a few solutions, but I feel like people have a problem with every solution. It's not good enough. Well, if we did that, then it's gonna happen. But if that ain't gonna work because of this, it's like, but y'all not doing nothing. Y'all just complaining, y'all criticizing and thinking that because you're not in the struggle, you're on a pedestal to criticize everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not being helpful by criticizing the community. Get out and do the good work. And then with the other super chat, when he said if you want global reach, you need to be where people see you. You got to start in your community first to make the impact in order to reach. You don't have to reach on a global level first when you have to deal with what's happening in-house. So like I said, that was another finding a problem with a solution. Like, well, no, it's not good to not do it that way because you need to reach people globally. Like, no, I need to reach people in my community first so we can get on one accord and then we can continue to spread the knowledge. But that's all I want to say.
I think the solutions that we can do, because we're not like a politician, nothing like that. But I think what we can do is first control what's in our households. You know what I'm saying? Such as us getting together and actually understanding just compound that. Like, that's the main thing that I feel like we're on, which is hard for me too, because I would ask you, when is a good time to ask somebody, I'm not gonna make a male or female, to ask them how much they make or what how much debt they're in. What's your credit score?
Oh,
like you see, but you see, like, when is the right time to ask that? If you feel like, okay, I believe in this, I understand what median income is, I'm looking to get here, this is where I'm trying to go. Because when can men and women ask the question, like, when can a man say, hey, like, how much you make or how much debt you in? Because it's like, imagine dating somebody where you never had that conversation, and now 8 months in, you realizing the bitch got $20,000 in debt, or he got $100,000 in debt, and it ain't from a degree. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when do we ask those questions? I don't know about you, but every time I heard, or just in general, it's like something you don't ask. Like, you don't ask how much he make. You don't ask how much she make. But I feel like, what do you think? When's the right time you ask those questions?
You know what? I don't know, because I've never had to ask a man how much he makes. You know what I mean? I've been told, but I also have dated men. I'm not saying they're super rich, but they're established enough where them dating me is not a chip on their shoulder. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I do think that if you are getting into a serious relationship, you know that you are going to eventually become engaged and join forces with your finances and your living situation. I think that's when you need to have those conversations. Like, okay, we're taking our relationship to the next level. I have this much debt. How much do you have? What are you doing to deal with that debt, consolidate that debt? How can we help each other? Right out the gate, I don't know. I'm not the type to be like, so how much money you make? I think it's tacky. but people can kind of their lifestyle sometimes, if they're not fronting, can kind of show you, and then how they operate on a daily basis. But I've never had to ask that question. I'll be
I
honest
feel
with
you. The reason why is because I used to talk to people know I'm transparent on my channel. I was like 20 something years old. I was like 26, and this is when I first started dating. You don't know that part. Start dating, y'all know men. So when I first started dating them,
you.
I realized, yes, I was. And I'm not liberal, crazy, but
But
the part was I realized that I didn't ask those questions, and he did. Like you said, you could see how he spend his money. You could do all this. However, look what we just looked at. We buy off of people's perception of what we're gonna look like. Like we want to look like we got it together, but when we start peeling back the layers of what'll make you have it together, because you have to sacrifice, then that's when it become a problem, and that's when we got to talk about all the excuses as we can. So this person had all the cash, used to pull out cash where it can't fit in the wallet, all that type of
that's a
stuff.
red flag for me.
Yeah, but you know me,
That's a
he got it.
it's clear
He got
indication
it.
of a
I
broke.
ain't got to have it, you know. And his
But she's
credit
also
was
26.
his credit was for something, and he couldn't get an apartment without using his mama's name. You get what I'm saying? So it's like,
Jeez.
yeah, I should probably ask, what's your debt to income ratio? You know what I'm saying? But that's not a good question. And then it's like, yeah, you had a job, but you shouldn't have that much cash. You know what I'm saying? So now you know. But when you're from a place where you're not asking those questions, or you feel like, okay, well, I'm not worried about it. He said he just used cash because he preferred that without getting a credit card. No, bitch, he owed Chase. And no, at that point, I think we still had Washington Mutual. No, no, something like that. Yeah, it was like one of them banks, and he still owed, so he couldn't get a checking account. So now we gotta go to this is why we going to these places, because you only can get a green dot card, nigga. Like you're
Wow. How old was he? You say
so
you was 26. Was he your age also?
yeah.
Right. So it's just like two young people. He getting fast money. He ain't really trying to save it. He just trying to
No, he
spend
had
it.
a job. He had a warehouse job, and I was like, oh, they making money at the warehouse.
Yeah.
And I asked no question. My friend was like, girl, they don't make money like that.
Yeah. I just think,
Girl,
yeah, I think those conversations are important. But in your 20s, I give a little bit of grace. You know, you should be building financial literacy. You should be being smart with your money. But I'm talking about at the ages we are, past 30. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You
Yeah.
know, if we're intentionally entering serious relationships, I think those conversations are necessary. I'm not saying right away, but when we're about to merge our
Right away.
lines,
Right away. No, what you got? Who you owe? You in child support? You got how much you got? Right away, because I don't want you paying for dinner. You can't afford it. Your kid needs stuff. Why you out dinner with me?
yeah.
Shout out to Tony Tone. He said, great show, ladies. The both of you are glowing. Thank you. It's because we're black. But look,
Period.
so
No,
what's a popular place they say black women are in, right? This is where I want to hold on. This is where I wanted to get to before we kind of do this. Hold on, let me get to my what you call it. Can you see this?
mm-hmm.
All right. So remember I told you. Wait, hold on. I showed you actually. Let's go back here to refresh your memory, Jazz. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Oh, it just told me it lost the screen share, whatever anyway. So this is where we're at. I don't want to pay attention. First of all, we're behind Hispanics. Hispanics, the average credit score is 667. We had 627. Now, to get 200,000 home loan and 300,000, you need at least a 660, right? So that means we're not here. But let's look here. Let's look below 200,000. Give me a location that black people are in.
Atlanta.
Okay.
Don't show Atlanta. They should tell.
What Sean say? Sean, give me somewhere, Sean.
You know, he ain't too far. He said, look up Charlotte.
Okay, let's look up Charlotte. Give us a good one, Sean. Where can black people go? Hold on. Okay, this is our price range. because we ain't got it. We only got 620. So 200,000 is our max. Let's see what we could get. Shout out to Sean. We could make this happen, Jazz. Can't we? 185,000, but we got to get approved. So we need to get rid of our debt.
Mm-hmm.
Women need to stop paying $1,000 for weaves. I don't know why they be saying that because I ain't never paid $1,000 for weaves.
Never.
But maybe over time, maybe if you got your hair done this time, then you got your hair done this time. If we just say, how many times did I buy fake hair this year? You probably spent 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's that. But let's just look here. Okay, this is nice. Shout out to Sean. Let's see. Okay, we can get some stuff.
A little bit. You be knowing a lot.
That. Look what we can get for 59. Is this a trailer? I don't know. Is this a bungalow?
It doesn't look. Yeah, it looks like a.
So
Like
would you
all
think
one level
with
home.
the average black woman, if a man say, I'm about to get us a house, first of all, if I need 660 to get $200,000 loan, I know they're approving me for this thing. They're approving me for this. How many of us? How many do you think? It's an estimated monthly 370. Stop playing. I will move right now for 370 a month. If the mortgage is 370, okay, let me ask you: if the mortgage is 370, right? We on some Jackson 5 shit. How many people in 5 kids plus whatever? No, them was 5 boys, and then they had Ruby, and then what was it, like 8 kids? 8 kids, 2 parents, 8, 9, 10. It was 9.
I said
So
it
11
was a lot.
people. Oh, it was probably like 11. Maybe
The 5 boys, and then Janet,
Ruby. And Latoya, I be forgetting about Latoya because she disappeared.
So it was 8
So it's
kids.
8.
Yeah.
Plus 2 adults. 10 people. Okay, 10 people. Okay, this is a 3 bed. Look, we in a crisis. Okay, I don't know why you got 10 kids, but we here now. 370 a month. How many people do you think could roommate in this and pay for this 370? How if 4 people had to split 370, do you think they have a lot of money to save and move somewhere else or buy land? 370 split that?
You said if 4 people had 370.
Yeah, if 4 people live in this house,
Yeah.
and the estimated mortgage is 370, and they split it, would you say they have a lot more money to spend?
I would think so. 370 amongst 4 people?
Yes.
That's barely $100 each.
Okay. See, this is how I be looking at stuff, like why we can't do this. But then what somebody told me was, and I use it on my auntie. I ain't about to move to no goddamn woo. I ain't about to move over there, but then stay in high ass California. Okay, you said Atlanta. This is my last one. Let's go to Atlanta. Okay. Ooh. I don't know what we can get for 200,000 in Atlanta. Shack. Oh, look, ain't shit came up, bitch. No, it said no. No, did you mean pay? Okay, we can get 59, and I don't know where this is at. Who's from Atlanta? How far is this? Peyton Place, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh no.
This is what you can get: 2 bedroom, 2 bath, 59,000, 1,076 square feet.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we know podcast says that's a manufactured home, so that's one of them. Like, see, and I'm not even against those.
Yeah, and that might also be the hood too.
And Ricky, thank you for telling me this is why men are important. He said the lot rent. Yes. So I just wanted to kind of show that so we can kind of look at what you about to say something?
No, I was just saying that area looks like it may be the hood. Southwest Atlanta. I hear that's a little hood.
So what was the state that they said best ranking? Okay, Massachusetts. I just want to see. Okay, and then Vermont, Pennsylvania. Okay, let's do Massachusetts. I want to know. I don't even think the population of Black people is that large in Massachusetts. Hold on. Which I am not against us. I think we should just go migrate places. Take your bonnets and go and let them white people. Yes, take your bonnets and let them white people see y'all moving with the U-Haul and scare their ass out the goddamn suburbs. That's what I think we need to do.
Blackification.
What you think? Yes, what you think? That's what they did. What you think Compton used to be?
I think that, oh, well, yeah. Compton used to be all black, right?
No, Compton was a white suburb.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
They didn't want black people living there.
Oh, okay. Well, that's nothing new.
So when we start moving there, then that's when they start taking stuff out. Then it became a ghetto, but that was a white suburb. Wow.
Yeah,
So
I
this
just
is
think
what we can get for
anything.
200,000 in Greenfield, Massachusetts. 7-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,300 square feet. This is not bad, Jazz. I mean, it do kind of look like my first
Mm,
house. It looks scary.
it, it looks haunted. Like a fixer upper. Definitely has potential.
But if you got your husband, he could fix that thing. Why is there stairs to no door?
Girl, because it's haunted, girl.
Okay. I mean, that's not really stairs, but you know. But I feel like this girl, look at her in the
Look at
mirror.
the lady
Look
in the
at
picture that just
her.
scared the
Look
fuck out of me.
at her. Ugh. See, how many times do you think a woman be like, I'm not moving there? No. Oh, look at this scary ass basement.
Girl, I'm straight on that. But it does look like it has good bones. Like it looks like a good rehab. Like you gut it
Yeah.
out and redo it. Yeah. And then you could sell it for even more and profit.
Okay.
I think that
Land. That's what I was looking for. Sorry. Really quick. Land. I think we should be well, ain't that much. It's good. It's good. But yeah, that's where you can get an idea. I hope y'all in the audience got a little bit of idea.
yeah. I think it's possible for a great migration because I feel like that's what you're kind of moving towards. Like we need to all get up and migrate to a place where we can thrive on our own. I think it's possible, but we got to get on the same page. We got to get on the same page. We got to trust each other with the knowledge, be intentional, and just apply it. I think we've done it before. We could do it again. It's just we're too much against each other, right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, see, that's why I wanted to kind of talk about the things that made us against each other. So I would ask you, as women and how we're here, what message do you think we can kind of push out just in general where we could set ourselves apart and just add to a bigger solution that says we are for togetherness. Like we can't say we're pro our community getting together, but we are constantly contributing into oppressing each other to say, oh, well, you're not good enough for me. And it's like, nigga, we're both fucking in this barrel, you know? Like, what do you think, like, messages and conversations you think we can add to kind of shift the narrative?
I think just teaching more Black people that when you love a Black person, that's the highest form of loving yourself. We're all in this together, literally, and history has shown that when we unite and trust each other, we make incredible progress despite things that are thrown our way. And although there are things we have to fix in our community, it is not the degenerate side of our community. It doesn't make up the majority. It really doesn't. And if we really are frustrated with the degeneracy, then let's lead by example and offer the help to those who want to come out of that degeneracy, whether it's their lifestyle, whether it's how they have their finances in order, their education. It's possible, but we got to start loving each other as a means to loving ourselves and have more of a community mindset, because everything, like I said earlier, is too individualistic these days. Everybody's like, "Yeah, I'm out for me. I don't care what they over there doing. It's all about me." It's like there's no real sense of community and loving on one another. But I think once that happens and we start actually walking by that in mass, we'll see a shift.
I like that. I don't think we'll see a shift until we individually start adding to, like, for me, I can't say I'm against a certain educational system or, oh, these people are doing this. And I don't see myself taking the time out to make sure my child reaches those levels. Spend time with her, have the patience. Sometimes I think we don't have patience with our children when I think it's over, not over for us like that, but it's about them. And the fact that we just see what's going on and we can fight, oh, the Department of Education. I'm not arguing with no politician because y'all ain't never taught us shit and y'all designed school for a particular reason, which is another conversation. However, it's like we should have been teaching our kids, but just to get to the point where even people like Candace Owens is saying, look, you need to look into homeschooling your children. Remember I showed you that?
Yeah.
Okay, we understand that the school and everything they put forth is a storefront to some deep stuff. And not even just that, it's like it should always the fact that it scares us by and large to have to teach our own children, the fact that the average black person can't say that their parent helped them with their homework, or the joke that says, did you see the joke where it was like the teacher sent the kid a note to school because he felt so bad, but the dad helped them with the homework. But they got a super F. Like, I don't know what is this, because the dad was doing pimp DOS, and now we don't do pimp DOS no more with our math. We do other stuff. So the fact that they can change 2 + 2 may not equal 4. It might equal 5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the fact that they can change stuff like that, I think that speaks to we should be teaching our kids. We should not expect them to teach them American history when they didn't even teach it to us right. We still have black people
Of
talking about
course.
none of us were here. We came over here on boats. Bitch, I don't know about you. That wasn't my
My thing is, if that
Yeah.
like it's very worrisome because they're changing the entire narrative of how this land came to be just to avoid accountability, right? They want to whitewash everything. So if we really care about our children, it does start at the home first. Like, I know for me, once I have a kid, I'm not focused on anything but educating my child on the truth of history, getting them access to the level of education that will make them good citizens of the world, not just to retain information. You know, what did he say?
Super Chats do stop the live. He said Chicago public schools has a 18% math proficiency, but at least their mothers made it to the Chris Brown concert, right? Shout out to Systematic Racism. I think he fucking with you at this point.
He's
Shout out
such a
to Joyce
weirdo.
says, the parents are just as dumb as the kids. No, that's what I was saying, because I ain't trying to call nobody name. But when I seen somebody online where they child was helping them with a basic word, Jazz, it was like, okay, yeah, we're fucked up. Now this is for Ricky, who said he wanted us to do Seattle, Washington. Okay, before we get out here. Yes, Ricky, I did Seattle, Washington, and for 200,000, it's just a 1-bedroom, 1 bath. It got a nice fireplace though. Nice fireplace, but 1 bedroom, 1 bath for 774 square feet is crazy. And it's $1,700 a month.
Damn.
But it is really good there. It is really good there. And I just want people to also remember, move to the places that Black Americans are thriving. Unemployment rate among Black residents, the most is in Utah, Florida, Wisconsin, and Palm Bay, Florida. It's a little lower. I mean, yeah, this was a good thing. So thank you, Joyce. Well, Jazz, did you enjoy today's conversation?
I did. Very insightful, very educational. I love it.
We love you here. Look, Ricky, like, goddamn. Yeah, that's a lot. Look, we ain't living in Seattle, Washington. If we can afford to live there, we need to move somewhere else. Like, we need to normalize Black people who got it. I'm not talking about the minority group. Just I'll do that. We're not talking about the minority. We talking about the Black people like us. We need to go to the suburbs, because that's a whole other conversation. We gonna get there another day. But the suburbs, because no, y'all not gonna create the projects for them and then incentivize them to get out of the projects and then create this white privilege. No, we're not doing that. We're going to the suburbs too. And we're gonna do this too. And one thing I will say, and this had me do, I had to delete Uber Eats off of my phone. Because as long as it's there, because there's too much spending, we have to control our spending.
True.
We have to control our spending. Get Fashion Nova off your phone when it alerts you, hey girl, payday. No, get them off of it. Like the way if we go back to the Negro stuff and how our dollar, as soon as we get it, because there's no other resource, there's no resources that we know where we can say, I'm gonna go to this Black owned beauty supply. I'm gonna go to this Black such and such. We don't have that, this Black gas station. So our money has to go out other places. It has to go because they're the resources. But only time that we create resources for ourselves is when we are in critical situations and it seems like we have to. And I'm just nervous that we'll get there. But I really enjoyed this. For you
I
guys
did
here,
too.
I have an outro today. And you guys have a good day as we I guess we just
The black dollar that never circulates. Our money moves fast, but never toward us. The Asian beauty supply takes it. The Indian gas station takes it. The corner store, the fast food chain, the luxury brand, all take it. Everybody profits off the black dollar, except black people. Before it can build wealth, it leaves, dying young, never finding its way home. We spend trillions every year, yet own so little. We built culture, they built businesses around it. It's not that we don't have money, it's that we don't circulate it. We were trained to consume, not to create cycles, to buy from everyone except each other. Our ancestors fought for freedom, but nobody told us economic slavery would wear designer logos. And now we survive in a system where we have no choice, because we don't own the stores, the supply chains, or the pipelines of profit. Until the black dollar learns to stay, grow, and multiply within our hands, we'll keep building other people's empires, while ours never gets built. This is the unwritten truth, and it's time we buy back our power.
If you don't like me, that's fine. But, you know, watch your mouth.